Hello and welcome back to the Heroes Atlas readings. I'm your host, Fred Eden, coming to you from the Fields of Eternal Carnage. I am bringing you Nature's Prophet, Necrophos, Night Stalker, Nyx Assassin, and Oger Magi. Without further ado, let's begin.
The wooded ways.
Noseless Wonder. One cannot miss the many painted signs when entering the Manglewood Forest. "He demands you leave nothing behind," read one. "He demands you chop nothing down," read another. "He demands you pick nothing to eat," read a third. These weren't telling visitors to stay away, they were telling visitors to mind themselves and not do unnecessary harm. Alone, each placard might have been easy to dismiss as some village elder protecting his land. But this was the Manglewood Forest, a place far from any town of significance, and one filled with gnarled, frankly unwelcoming foliage. Only a fool would test the threat behind those written pleas, and I am no fool. I entered the forest with prudence, and unsurprisingly, I soon found a caravan of fools. Vines thicker than my legs bound their corpses to the ground. Finger-like branches gripped the travelers' axes, now forever embedded in the moss-covered flesh of their necks. Mushrooms sprouted from their mouths. I grabbed a spare board and hastily scrawled a fourth sign and placed it near the wreckage. Please read the signs. Mossgrave. This is moss-coated. One of my partners would definitely be a vengeful Lorax.
Comes the dark rot.
Necrophos. A thick blanket of putrescence enveloped the tiny village of Briarwood like a burial shroud. Breathing through a heavy cloth, I wandered through the silent streets looking for anyone who could possibly speak of the corrupted monk, Rotange. He had been through recently. That much was clear from the bloated corpses littering the streets. They were covered in blackened pustules, most of which had burst, soaking the ground with some sort of fetid ichor that refused to fully dry. Some had coughed up what I assumed was blood. Others, mercifully, apparently died before the sickness could even reach their lungs. I hoped whatever time had passed since Rotangier had visited Browswood was enough to allow the pestilence to dissipate. Still, I didn't touch anything until I had left the place. It's been 24 hours since I left, and every tickle in my throat still sends me into a panic sweat. I just pray that if Necrophos' disease was going to claim me, it would have done so already. Good kind.
Nighttime is my time.
Night Stalker is so much more camp than I think he wants to be. He's just a little guy. Night Stalker. The Order of Balinar is nomadic. Its few dozen members traveling to wherever the day is shortest. When I encounter them at dusk, they've set up camp on the frigid northernmost edge of Iceblight Plateau. Given the cold, a fire would have been welcome, but any source of light is forbidden within Night Stalker's cult. I met Paz, an elder among the group, who had shown her devotion to the darkness by gouging out her own eyes. "Have you embraced the night?" she asks brightly. I lie and say I have. "Good." She smiles a grim, thin-lipped grin. "When he arrives, you'll be rewarded." The reward, she claims, is a rapturous death and an eternal place at Balinar's side. But legend clearly says that he stalks alone, leaving a non-cult member to wonder why exactly they're so confident he'll be eager for company. As the last sliver of sun bows below the rocky crag, the cold swells and the dim light recedes further. Paz's wretched, eyeless smile makes me shiver more than the cursed cold. "He comes," she whispers. Hopefully. Good kind.
Assassination is inevitable.
Bug! Bug, 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 bug. Next assassin? Bug. Bug. A courier's warning had led me down there. Don't linger in the tunnels. Naturally, I lingered. My lamp picked out seams of quartz, damp stone, and the shimmer of some resinous secretion. My own breath grew too loud. The chitinous scrape came first, then a thought that wasn't mine. Halt! It burrowed into my brain so forcefully I dropped my notebook. From the darkness, he unfolded 8 limbs, the front pair hooked like daggers. The mandibles flexed as if tasting me. His streamlined carapace appeared designed for one purpose: sneak close, strike fast, slip away. 2 eyes burn, radiating an intent so sharp it felt like a knife pressed between my ribs. I felt measured as potential prey, a soft pink morsel. The thought pressed harder. Remember my story, scribe. The goddess queen chose the scrub. Only the scrub survived the ritual. Remade her sharpest blade, her will and flesh. Nix, nix. I didn't blink until he vanished, leaving only an acrid odor and the echo of will. I'll write quickly now, unsure if these words are mine, or his, or hers. And lastly, Oger Magi. Aw, they don't make they don't do the thing. The Cantonite gaming houses it hushes in anticipation. Let's try that again. The Cantonite gaming houses hushes in anticipation of Agron's Stonebreak's turn. The dice table. 5 5s again, announces a dour table master over the crowd's roar. The goddess of luck is said to have blessed the ogres with her favor. Without it, they'd be too stupid to survive as a species. But this gambling house is known for taking chance out of its games. Taking the chance out of its game's chance. Wouldn't it be games of chance? In their favor. Yeah. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time on this one. Give me a second. But this gambling house is known for taking the chance out of its game's chance in their favor. I think it's just that sentence is a little fucked up. But this gambling house is known for taking the chance out of its games of chance. I don't think the in their favor is a necessary part of the sentence. They figured they'd weighted the dice enough that the ogre's reputation for good fortune wouldn't make a difference. The 10 dice, that was 10 dice rolls ago. 10 dice of rolls. Every one 5 5s. With 2 heads instead of the usual 1, however, Agron had twice as much luck as most ogres. His 2 heads also mean double the brains, and he's the smartest of their kind, making him about as smart as a human you wouldn't trust with hot food. I follow Agron outside, and he's checking his mount Flockhart. One of Agron's heads tells me his mother was an ogre named Oger. The other says his father was an ogre named Oger the Ogre. They'd been carrion farmers on the cusp of starvation until Agron was born, and their fortunes somehow turned for the better. Now Agron travels the world, hoping to share his good fortune with anyone he calls friend. And those he doesn't? Well, them don't get good luck. I'll give him what I call, said one head, before the other finishes with an ogreish attempt at thoughtfulness. Not good luck. That is hour 5 for the evening. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a wonderful night, and we will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.